yes, I do think it's important to have a support system. Yes, I do think it's important to have other people that you can trust. Yes, I do feel that it's important to be able to talk with people. I'm about to fucking run with no brakes.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what's that gonna look like? Am I gonna be able to keep my house in order? Am I gonna be able to keep everything in order? I don't want to pigeonhole myself into like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. Like, I want to open that up, to just really seriously helping people and consulting within the real estate space.
Nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it.
What's up, guys? Luis here. Welcome to another episode of Winners Only, where we talk to people who are winning at life, business, relationships, whatever the case may be. Today we have on Sean Puchowski.
Yeah.
I said it right?
Yeah.
Nice. I usually fuck up last names, but yeah. So I met Sean last week. I guess he was on Josh Galindo's podcast, and hearing that conversation like made me want to talk to this guy. Because I feel like I have a lot of questions to ask because we both have two boys. So I feel like there's a parallel there. But yeah, I mean, want to introduce yourself?
So my name is Sean Puchowski. I've got twin boys that are 9. My wife has triplet girls that are 18 going on 19. I just recently moved from California to Vegas. And so a lot of moving parts within that. A lot of focus has gone into my family. So coming from having kids with someone that you aren't with, and then blending two families has definitely been something that's had to be a focus and had to really be put before a lot of my business ventures, a lot of other focuses that are important in life.
Nice. So one of the things that you talked about last week that I wanted to get right into is, and it like hit me because you said you surrendered to time. And I feel like right now, me specifically, I feel like I'm pretty young. I'm 28, but I feel behind. I feel like I need to be working all the time and I have two boys. Obviously, I was telling you I have a 3-year-old and a 6-month-old. So how do you do it? Because I heard you say that and I was like, how do I do it? And I don't know if I can. Because I'm like, in my head, I think we're all super ambitious and we want to do all these things, but I just I can't see myself surrendering to time and just kind of letting it not go, but being okay with slow progress, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. This topic actually gives me chills, like just hearing about it. It's because when you say it, or when I did say that, it probably sounded a lot more simple than really what it is. Because, at the end of the day, while you're doing that, you're seeing a lot of motherfuckers eating off your plate.
Yeah.
And you're seeing a lot of people that are fulfilling the goals that you want to fulfill and that you may have envisioned for yourself at a certain point in certain period in your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. And it's a process. It really is. And, even to this day, I look at a lot of people that are within, the circle that I'm in, and I'm not even nearly as far as what I'd like to be. But then when I take a step back and I see, when I think about all the things that I've gone through and what I've accomplished, I'm probably a lot further than most people, just in life in general. And so when I say surrender to time, I mean, like I said, it sounds a lot easier just saying that.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult. It's
So
extremely
hard.
difficult. And I think what you just have to keep in perspective is what's ultimately the most important to you. Is being a good dad the most important thing to you? Is when you're gone and you've left a legacy, like, do you want your boys to be like, dude, my fucking dad was dope. He left such an imprint on my life where, they don't give a fuck about your Lambo or your this or your that. Like, at the end of the day, when you're gone, all of those materialistic things, you could probably, if you could listen in on a conversation that they'd be having with someone, a buddy of theirs, they would probably give all that back just to be able to sit down with you, And so it's just important to keep that in mind, man. It really is. And, we don't know how much time we have on this earth, so it is day by day. So to be naive and say, oh, we've got so much time, to get all of these types of things, to get all the materialistic type of things, we really don't know that. But, You just have to just shorten your sights, really, man.
Yeah. Whew. See, like that scares me a bit because my thing is like I want to give my kids the cool shit, but maybe it's not as important as just giving them my time and being there. But it's just like finding that balance. But then like what you said also was like you're ahead of some people, most people. I was talking to this the other day after your podcast. I went and talked to my buddy about it, and I was like, hey, like, how do you feel about this? And he's like, dude, look, like, I would like, and he's more successful than me, and he's like a year older than me, like super way more successful. And he's like, I would say you're ahead of me. Like, you have 2 kids and a wife. I have all this money, but I'm single. And like, so he's like, it's all perspective and it's all like what you want. He's like, I want what you have. And I don't have it yet. So
Yeah.
so it's like that's a trip. I'm like, yeah, maybe it's like having the 2 kids at a young age, I think is a blessing. And I'm not religious, but whatever the word is, like I'm grateful for it because it's like, but then it's like what you just said is I don't know how much time I have. Me thinking that I had my kids young makes me feel like I have all this time in the world with them, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I could, shit could go wrong sideways. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it most definitely could. And so, to put that in hindsight, when you reverse it and you're like, okay, what if I went after the goals first, right? Like, what if I stacked all my chips? What if I got this? What if I got that? And then you die, bro, because you were planning on circling back to be with your kids.
Yeah.
And you didn't have that time. You robbed them, So what I learned going through my experience, so I'll share, I look forward to releasing a lot of this. This is going to be a focus for me this year, is my experience and what I've gone through in life recently with my kids. I've had to legitimately fight to be in my kids' lives for 6-7 years. The court system is not favored to fathers.
Yeah.
And I've never had a drug addiction problem. I've never had a criminal history. I've never had, any history with abuse on other people or females. I've never been in trouble other than just being a dickhead when I was younger, right?
Yeah.
And so my kid's mom, when they were 2 years old, 3 years old, filed to move away here to Las Vegas. And I already had pretty much 50% custody of them. It was a little bit less. But I was with them every week. I had them, on a set schedule. And so I was pretty naive. I'm like, fuck that. Like, there's no way that they're going to take my kids from me. There's just absolutely no way. Well, it happened. And
So if you're divorced and you have split custody, you have to file to be allowed to move?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
To move to another state. Yeah.
Because of the split custody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to basically show the court that there's a cause for you to move. And, realistically, you could lie and say whatever you want to the courts.
Yeah.
Realistically. So the system is bullshit. And so just fast forwarding, going through all of that was, I had to, going back to like allowing things to just play out. Not only did I have to allow things to play out, but I had to surrender to a system. I was in a system now.
You're just a number to them.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. No, not at all. So my point to that is I look at some of these other dudes that have certain things that I want, and those guys are a lot of them fucking suck, dude. A lot of them are fucking around on their wives.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't have relationships with their kids.
Yeah.
I went through some business shit with someone that, dude, this guy's a snake, bro. And portrays himself to be a good person. And, those people are out there,
Yeah, that happened. I mean, that reminds me of a business partner I had where it's like, seemed like an angel, like super religious dude. And then we get into business and it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And then, we went our separate ways, whatever. But yeah, I think those people are out there. And I mean, but I think that you need to have that first business relationship that teaches you that lesson. Because I mean, if I hadn't gone through that, I think I would have continued to be naive with who I picked to go into business with.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, as much as it sucked, I think it was good. It was like, okay, well, that taught me to not get into bed with anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And so those lessons, as you learn them, a lot of people don't learn those lessons,
Yeah.
being young. And, that's important. When you learn those lessons at a younger age or at a younger point in your career, they're less painful than when you do have 2 kids,
Yeah.
when you do have a family, when you do have, you know, 5 houses that you need to, have paid every month, all of that.
Yep.
That shit hurts a lot more,
100%.
And so in hindsight, I look at, like I said, all these fuckers that were eating off my plate for that period in time. And I have an amazing marriage now.
Yeah.
Like, I have such a great relationship with my wife. It wasn't always like that, dude. Like, there was work put into it, but a lot of those people, they don't have what I have.
Yeah.
They don't have the love and the security that I have. And now I'm stepping into a point, I'm 40 years old now.
Yeah.
So I'm stepping into a point of my career where I'm about to get all my shit,
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
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 See, like that, I will say, and I'll be honest, like I think me and the wife now, especially with having these 2 babies, like we don't even have time for each other right now. Like she's in mom mode, I'm in trying to build this new business mode, and like we try to make time here and there, but then it's like, fuck, like we're so fucking busy. So it's like,
Yeah.
were you at that point? Is that where you were talking about, like when the kids were younger? Or like
Yeah,
when does
yeah,
it
yeah.
get better? Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm worried, but I would say like we're for sure not like as close as we should be, because we're like struggling with this balance thing. Because she's like, and we talked about it when the kids were born. We're like, hey, look, like I'm trying to do this new business thing with this new partner. Like we got to kind of take on these traditional roles. So she's momming 100%, and I'm like, I would say it's like 90-10 where I'm helping with the kids, and I'm
Yeah.
just enjoying them when I get home. But she's 100% doing everything during the day.
Yeah.
So it's like I get home and I'm like, well, fuck, like I want to spend time with the kids, but I also like haven't seen you. So
Yeah.
it's like a weird balance thing we're trying to figure out right now. We're like, and we don't have any like immediate family in Vegas, so we don't have sitters to go do a date
Yeah.
night or something. We're just like fucking bombarded with all
Yeah.
this shit right now. We're like, so
Yeah.
I mean that makes me think for sure. Yeah.
Well, it's like an organic, I think, chapter in life, bro,
Yeah.
because you guys need to be where you are,
yeah,
like you have to focus on launching what you have,
mm-hmm.
and obviously, like, you can't just fucking put down a bowl of water and some food and be like, hey, we're out, to your kids. Like, somebody needs to be there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it is important to really understand as a man, like, how difficult it is for a woman to stay home and to care for kids. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
have these 2 things that don't know shit. They fucking constantly want your attention.
Yeah.
You can't get any rest. It's stressful, And so what I would encourage you, bro, is just try to be as understanding to that as you possibly can for her,
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no like golden rule or like you have to do this or you should do that. I think just trying to keep your heart open and listening to what she says. But then again, like that goes to, in a relationship in that chapter, both people need to be very open and communicate,
Mm-hmm.
not just like, hey, blah, like, blah, like,
Yeah.
no, it's like, what do you need, dude?
Yeah.
What do you want from me?
Yeah.
Tell me so that way so that I'm going to go get it for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that,
Yeah, I
So-
think I definitely struggle with that, because like sometimes it's like the man, like the macho in you is like, oh, I'll just do it, like, or it's fine, I don't, whatever. So I definitely think I need to communicate better with certain things, but I don't know, vice versa. Like maybe I'm not fulfilling something she wants, because she doesn't want to say it. Like I'm gonna make her watch this. But,
For sure. I am a firm believer in roles. Like,
Yeah.
I genuinely believe, and you can call me chauvinistic or whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
But like, there are certain things that as a man you need to fucking handle, and
Yeah.
as a woman you need to handle.
Yeah.
And I also believe that there's not a hierarchy. There isn't one that's more important than
Yeah.
the other. It's like,
Mhm.
hey, handle your shit on your end, keep your side of the street clean, so that way we could fucking come together, and there's really no way to do that unless you communicate and you're
Yeah.
open with one another, and within that process you're going to hear shit that you don't want to hear, and it's so hard to not be emotional and just be like, wait, what? You know,
Yeah.
and get offended.
Yeah. I think one thing I struggle with is like, I think that Lexi, that's my wife, she's such a G that I like. I don't. Maybe this sounds bad, but like I almost throw more on her plate because I'm like, oh, you're like she's good, like, and then like she handles all of our rental properties, so she manages that. She manages her own business and the kids at home, and then one thing we agreed to was I was like, hey, look, like, build your business as much as you can, but prioritize the kids. If the business fucking dies, who cares? But like prioritize the kids and then build your business. But then somehow she's doing both, and I'm like, I was like, I thought you were gonna let one of them go, not the business go, and she's like still trying to build it. And then she's over here like feeding one on the freaking Zoom. I'm like, dude, like, so she's just like, I'd say she's like an animal. She's yeah, and we talked about it. Where like once they get a little older, like she wants to really, because I think some women are very entrepreneurial, and that's her. So she's like, look, I get it. I'm the mom. I love being a mom, but like I need to go do this thing too. And like, which I'm not downing, putting her down for that. That's great. It's just right now it's like a period where she's a woman. She got to handle the woman shit.
Yeah.
And it's
well, your kids need that nurturing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just that, hey, you're the woman, you need to be there. Like, the kids need that level of nurturing at this moment in their life.
Because we even put Ryder in daycare at one point, and he was like 2 years old. And I'm like, fuck, there's like some other lady watching him 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. What's going on? Like, it's not, it's like, are they raising him, And then like he started getting sick because daycares and fucking shit. I was like, okay, so
Germs,
so we pulled him out as soon as the other one was born, and I was like, look, like I get it, like it was easier to build your business while Ryder's in daycare and he's 2 years old, but like let's just you do this mom thing, and so we kind of readjusted our positions and our roles, and that was recent. That was like 6 months ago once Roman was born, because I have that 5-6 month old, and it's been kind of like a big change because she was like, even with the first kid, she was like still grinding, still trying to fucking build with me. Yeah. And now it's like she had to like get off the horse, and like go. So it's different. It's like, I don't know how long this will last, but that's definitely just a season of right now.
Yeah. And that's, again, surrendering to the time that you're in.
Yeah.
Being okay with that, and it's almost like I feel that it is a business at this point to where, hey, reevaluate where you are every 6 months.
Yeah.
Take the time to be like, all right, what's working, or whatever it is. Sit down every 6 months to a year, whatever it is that you think that is good for you guys, And, one thing that I'll say, that going back to watching some of the dudes having the success that, I thought that I would have sooner in life, is, again, like, they're unhappy, dude.
Yeah.
Their wives are unhappy. And as you're going through raising your kids, a lot of people, I think, forget that it's okay to have, like, you need to have time for yourself. Like, you need the self-growth. You need to, because a lot of women, I think, they raise their kids. And so when you're communicating that and saying that about your wife, that she wants to go and do these things, I think that's extremely important, man. That's, for me, like, I'm refreshed to hear that for you, bro.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women lose themselves. Mm-hmm. They don't take care of themselves, so then their minds start to deteriorate because they're unhappy with themselves. And then your relationship isn't good because they're not able to serve you because they're not even happy with themselves. And it goes both ways, even as a man, And so people, I feel like when they have kids, they're like, they give up themselves.
Oh, I hear that excuse. I mean, again, I hate that excuse. Like when people are like, "Oh, I can't because I had kids."
No.
I hear that, and it's just like almost doesn't upset me, but I'm like, I almost feel sorry for them. I'm like, if anything, that should be more of a reason to go do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you gotta like, hinder them. You still can, serve your kids, but that shouldn't stop you from doing what you want to do in the long run. But maybe the first 6 months, a year, maybe you gotta kind of go, hunker down, but. I hear that all the time, and I'm like, I don't get it.
One of my buddies said something to me one time that made me laugh. He's like, with having kids, he's like, I didn't come into their fucking lives, dude. They came into mine. I was like, dang, that's such a great perspective. Like, yeah, because they really did, And one,
that's funny.
Yeah, dude, it is. A bonus for being an entrepreneur and being able to set your schedule. Although at certain times you're busy and you may miss certain things, there's also the flip side of that, where you get to adjust your time to focus where you need to, you know? So, just take that time.
Yeah, I feel like I'm already because I mean they're still young enough to where they're just home, but like Ryder starts hockey January. So I'm like, okay, now the schedule's gonna start getting tacked on me, right? Now I gotta
Mhm.
go to practice and this and that. But the reason that like that kind of triggers me is because thinking back to when I was growing up, like, and me and my dad have like a good relationship, but like I wouldn't say we're like close. You know, like we say, hey, what's up? You know, like how are you? But like that's one thing I don't want for my kids. Like I want them to like just know that I have their back no matter what. And it's like, and again, I don't think I'm faulting my dad because I think we were more in survival mode than anything. You know, he had to provide for the family. But like I just think back and like it's just like throughout my whole college career, I played water polo Division 1 in college, played D1 rugby in college, never went to a game, not once. Even high school, he went to my last game ever, which was senior night, and that was it.
It's nuts, dude.
And I'm like, dude, like
Couldn't
what the
imagine.
fuck? Like, and I'm trying to picture that, and then at the time it didn't seem like a big deal, but now that as an adult I look back and I'm like, oh no, like I definitely was always jealous of my friends that their parents were fucking like screaming their name.
Yeah,
Like I had
dude.
one of my buddies, one of my teammates, like his family, like low key, like adopted me in sports. Like anytime like I needed a ride, they'd pick me up. Like I was just kind of like their sports kid because you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking back, and I don't think he I don't think he realized that it affected me because it's like I think like in our culture it wasn't important. It was like education. Like the sports thing was like a fun thing, but it like I think sports taught me more than the fucking school system ever did.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
So it's weird. I don't know. And like my dad just never I don't know what it was. Like he just never had my back. I talked about this a few weeks ago on another podcast where like it was like middle school, man. I got in a fight at school. And like it was self-defense. Like I didn't do shit. Like I just defended myself. Any dad I think would have been proud. My fucking dad grounds me, takes my shit away, and I'm like, and literally from that day forward, like I never expected him to have my back, and like it's just like I don't ever want my kids to think that my kid could be in the wrong and I'll have his back,
Yeah.
you know, like
Dude.
my kid could have fucking started it, but I'll fucking ride to the fucking, you know, I'll ride with him, like I'll have his fucking back,
Yeah.
and like the fact that and like that's a fucking core memory, dude. Like the
Yeah.
fact that I think back to that, I'm like, he didn't have my back, and it was
Yeah.
like the first time I really needed him to have my back, and it was like fuck that. So like to this day, like again, we're cool, like we're I don't know what the word is, like cordial,
Yeah.
but like I wouldn't say like we're close. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
That actually kind of brings up a funny story just to laugh about. So Cruz is my older one by, you know,
Yeah.
unit. And he was telling me, this is probably like a month ago, he's like, these girls keep walking by my desk and like hitting my backpack on the ground. I'm like, okay, did you tell your teacher? Yeah. Okay. And he's like, they keep doing it though. And it's like really upsetting me. I've asked him to stop. I'm like,
yeah.
all right, cool. So here's what you're going to do, bro. I go, you're going to go to school. You know, of course, right? I'm just walking him through. I'm like, you're going to go to class. And if they walk by and they hit your backpack on the ground, you're going to pick up your bag and you're going to tell them straight up, hey, the next time you do this, I'm going to take your bag. I'm going to throw it across the room. And
Yeah.
he looked at me and he was like, for real? I'm like, yeah, dude. Because he was like, immediately, I'm sure he was thinking like, I'm going to get in trouble for that. Right?
Yeah.
And I told him, I'm like, dude, I got your back, man. If your teacher comes, you already told your teacher they're doing that. And if they're going to do it again, like, do it, bro.
Yeah.
So, and then I told him, like, legitimately, if they do it again, after you say that, take their bag, throw it across the fucking room.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, dad.
Just I can hear
Yeah.
this little 9-year. Okay.
Okay. And, you know, like, that's the type of shit
Yeah.
that is important, man. You got to have your kids back, you know?
But like comparing that to like if I obviously I can't like predict the future or whatever, but like if that instance would have happened, my dad would have not done that.
Yeah.
Like he would have, you know. So it's just like I'm doing that for my kids, and I will like. Cause I'm like, dude, like imagine I'm 20, I'm young as fuck. My dad's young as fuck. My dad's 55, 56.
Mhm.
And I'm like, dude, like we have like 20 years left and now we're not cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're cool again, but we're just like, I'm not going to go out of my way to go see you, man.
Yeah.
Like he moved away and I'm like, all right. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm not doing that with my kids. Like my kids will fucking be boys.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only way that you can do that is by being present, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's so important. And, you know, all the other things, it'll come. And I hope to look back on this year. I mean, really, bro, like I'm stepping into this year with like clearing out a lot of shit out of my closet.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not fighting the court system anymore. I mean, I won't be surprised if I'm back in court. I mean, this fucking chick's like just nonstop, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm okay. But now at this point, like I'm almost like a fucking attorney, you know?
Yeah.
It's like that saying that when you go to jail, you learn how to be a criminal.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's
Like
true.
once you get wrapped up in these systems and
You learn the game.
like, dude, I literally bought the family law book.
Yeah.
And yesterday, my attorney sent me an email. He's like, dude, I have your entire file organized. Like, I need to give it to you before I shred it. And this is in California. So I had one of the girls go pick it up and she sent me a picture. It's like legit huge box of this whole thing. And I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, I'm fucking ready, dude.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Take me to like, let's go. But my point is like, I'm going to be able to move past that chapter and focus now on stacking, doing the things that I really want to do that I've been missing out on. And my point to that, I guess, is that your time comes, you know? And when it does, it's like, it's just that much sweeter, you know? Because now I have it both. Like my boys love me, dude. I have such a great relationship with my kids.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a lot. Cause I'm just like, I still feel like I'm going to struggle to what you just said is like, it'll come. It's like, I want it now.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, right now, dude, I mean, I'm putting in 12, 14, 16-hour days, you know, just, and then I'll get home. But I do say that on the weekends, I make it very like, let me be at home as much as I can. So it's like, but I think I need to reevaluate what I'm doing. Like, cause I'm just like, I mean, as they're little, but they'll still remember this. Maybe not consciously, but like just even subconsciously where it's like, like fuck, the other day I got home and they're already asleep. I'm like, fuck. Like that's a day. Cause I left and they were asleep. I got home and they were bed. Yeah. I was like, dude, I missed a day. Yeah. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but that's a fucking day, you know? So.
And there are sacrifices that you need to make, you know, and that's okay. Yeah. It really is okay. Try not to beat yourself up over that, you know? But it's good that you're aware of it, you know, because it does really help you, like I said, reevaluate your business relationship with your wife. Yeah. And being able to kind of adjust. Man.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I've heard before was like, and I don't know who said it or I don't know if it like where I heard it, but like one of my friends was like, oh, well, they're not going to remember 0 to 5. So use those years to fucking just grind. And then I'm like, well, yeah, but you'll remember. Yeah. So it's like, but you will miss those days. And it's like, they might maybe not remember specifically, but when they turn 5 and all of a sudden you start showing up, they're like, who the fuck's this guy? You know?
Yeah, there's habits and things that they catch along the way that I've noticed like with my boys. Yeah. You know? So there are certain times that I would drive back and forth from California to Vegas, like legit, like in a day. Like there's been a few instances where so my kid's mom like would not let me see, like I would come out here for like a soccer game, right? Yeah. And I'd be like, hey, can I take him out for lunch afterwards? No. Can I see him afterwards? No. So then I would drive home, and then this bitch would be like, I'd get home in California, and I'd have a message that night. Hey, if you want to see him tomorrow, like you can.
But she literally did that on purpose.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
Oh, playing the game.
Yeah, totally, bro. Totally,
dude. That reminds me of like, so one of my kind of a different situation, but one of my buddies got this girl pregnant, one night stand type thing, and he is yet to meet his kid. Has never hung out with her by himself. He wants to. He's been trying to, but again, the court system's just like against him. And he's in the military, so he's like, you know, giving her like a ton of money because she's in San Diego, and it's like, but it's like, dude, that's so fucked. Yeah. Like, and he's went out of his way again. That what you just said. He flew there to see her, and then all of a sudden the lady's like, oh, sorry, we're busy. I was like, I just flew here from the East Coast.
The weird busy thing is classic, bro.
It's like. What are you busy doing? She's fucking 2. Like, let me just whatever. Dude. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm scared because I think me and Lexi were solid, but like hearing stories of other men going through that, it's like it is scary. It's like, dude, like I can't imagine like my kids right now being taken away from me. It's like yeah, dude, it's a trip. How old were they when that started happening?
3-ish.
So okay.
Yeah. I believe that's my purpose. Yeah. I believe that there are a lot of people that I can help, a lot of men. And hey, you know what, females, if you're in on that, jump aboard too. You know, I understand that it can go both ways, but I'm not a female, and my way didn't go that way. So like to share that perspective, like I don't have that with you guys, but you know, I don't want to make it seem as if I'm some calloused male that's upset for, you know, what I've gone through and all this and that, because I'm genuinely not, dude. Like I am not upset at all with what I've gone through. Does it suck? Yes. Was it painful? Yes. Do I have some scar tissue? Yes. I've got it all, but I'm at peace, and I understand that there's so many great things that have come from that experience for me. And the system, it does suck. And I'm looking forward to constructively and in a healthy way, helping dudes get through that. Cause, you know, dudes, like, guys kill themselves over this shit, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
people take their lives over it.
One of my like buddies committed suicide in the military because, you know, I didn't deploy. He deployed, gets back, baby mama's gone with a new man, and some other dude's fucking raising his kids.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, it's real shit, and people don't like to talk about it, but it's like the a lot of the military like shit suicides or whatever. I don't know the exact statistic. It's not because of what they went through.
Yeah.
It's because of the family unit falling apart when they're gone for 9 months to a year or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like that. And that's one of the reasons I decided to get out. And luckily, I never deployed, and I never really missed more than a few days without seeing my kid. But like I was imagining that while I was in, and I was like, "Fuck, I could technically get deployed tomorrow, and not see my kid for a year."
Yeah.
And it's like, and I'll respect them. You know, I respect the military and their sacrifices and all that. But I was like, it's just not a risk I was willing to take. I was just like, you know what? Let me get out. It's not worth it. Like, I don't want to do that. Because I mean, yeah, I think women are emotional creatures, so they will get lonely, and if they don't have some self-control, which a lot of them don't, they'll go seek, you know, some other dude, and it sucks when you just were out overseas for your wife, providing for your family, you get back and she's like, sorry, we're done.
People need to be fulfilled, you know?
Yeah.
And that actually brings up, and I'll say straight up, James, a homie of mine, he ended up retiring as a Master Chief in the Navy, and he was with me as I was going through a lot of the beginning stages of my court battle. And he looked at me and he goes, bro, it's a 6-month, a year deployment for you, bro. Just look at it like that. And it really changed my mindset. And I've never was in the military, but when he said that and then kind of seeing who he was, I'm like, man, so there are actually men who like voluntarily go do this.
Yeah.
You know? And so it kind of, for me, was like, all right, stop being a bitch, dude. Get through this. Like, this is my deployment. Cool. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but it's like a deployment where they're like a drives away probably hurts a lot more when a deployment where you know it's a fucking 24-hour flight, you know?
Yeah,
so,
sure.
But I feel it. I'm just like, fuck, like I would still, I mean, that probably helped you mentally like get through it for sure because it's just a deployment. But yeah, dude, I don't know how people, I don't know. Maybe I do know, but because I knew a lot of guys in the military, and like I feel like a lot of guys get fulfillment out of being these macho hua guys, but like I could not risk that with my kid. As soon as I had because I didn't have kids when I joined.
Mm-hmm.
Once the kid was born, I was like, I need to get out.
Mm-hmm.
So and then got out, but that's a funny story. Is like I'm supposed to still be in today. My contract ended October 25, 2025, and I got out after 2.5 years. Finessed the game, played a little bit of, kind of, talked to the right people. Yeah, and then here I am. I ended up only doing half my contract, and it worked out. And I'm disabled because I actually do have a fucked up back and leg and all this shit. But, whatever. Here we are.
Good, man.
Yeah. Which, that helps me with loans, right? People always say that.
For sure, bro. That's like the best loan on the planet right
I got like 3 VA loans out in Texas, and I'm actually trying to refinance out of them right now so I could open up all my entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
And then just get something in Vegas. But I have like no entitlement right now. Because I bought 3 homes while I was stationed in Texas. I just like house hopped in the same city, and people didn't know you could do that. Yeah.
Dude, that's like literally the best loan you could even get, bro.
Dude, part of me doesn't even want to refi because they're like 2.5.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like free money.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I think it's worth it to get my entitlement back and get like a nice fourplex out here, like a nice one. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you were saying now's your time.
Mhm.
What does that look like? Like now your kids are a little older, the routines are probably there. So this
Mhm.
means that you're able to kind of double down on the work life and kind of really now take your career to the next level.
Yeah, I think so. But it also, like, going through all that, it's really allowed me to get some clarity on my purpose.
Yeah.
And so I feel that, like, just the headspace that I'm in, my experience that I have now, within my career, um, it's all aligning. I'm really actually, I get it.
Yeah.
You know,
If you could
so-
put like your purpose into like a sentence, what would that be? Because you've said purpose a few times,
Mhm.
and I'm assuming it's like to help men kind of get through struggles. How would you kind of like, put it into like a mission statement, right? Like, because I think you need to. I
Yeah.
think if once you put it into a mission statement, you have a clear goal.
Man,
Yeah.
that's a really good question. I'm glad you asked me that because I hadn't really ever thought of that, and I know that
It's just
this
like-
is
it's
gonna-
like
this is
any
gonna
company, right?
bounce off in my brain probably until it does come to me.
Yeah.
So when I think there's so many fake people,
Yeah.
that are in our space that do what we're doing, that that are constantly moving on to the next thing that is shiny, and they think that's going to work for them, and it doesn't work for them because they're not fucking real or authentic.
Yeah.
So I want to help people be authentic and understand that it's not a fucking race, dude. It's not a race, bro. There's no finish line, dude. The finish line that you see, you don't fucking see it, dude. You know
Once
what I mean?
you get
You're
there,
dead.
it just moves. Is what
Well,
I keep hearing.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like it definitely is a moving target. But
Yeah.
like, what is the finish line?
Yeah. There.
Because
Yeah.
even when, so like, let's say that, let's say next year I fucking make 20 mil, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, now I'm going to take my foot off the gas on the business side, and I want to, really invest again in my family. So like the finish line, like it's not even over. I just moved it over into something else,
You just change the target.
Yeah.
Change the focus.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know what I would say as a mission statement. And I thank you for asking me that question, really.
Yeah, I mean, with you said it like purpose. My thing is like it's gonna become like, I mean, everything's a business. Our family's a business. The way that I look at it is like, okay, well, this new purpose of yours is a business, and the business is to help all these men. But like I think you do need that, right? It's like not then when people look, oh, this is what he does.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I think that's cool. I'm excited to like hear it. We'll see what it is.
Yeah, for sure. And even at this stage in my life, also with like me being in the real estate space, if I had to think about what I wanted to do within the real estate space, there's one word that comes to mind, and that's consulting.
Yeah.
I could do fucking anything. Like I'll drop dimes on anybody in real estate. Like I don't care if it's from private money, private equity, buying and selling real estate, rentals, anything. Like I'll sit in any room with any person at any time.
Yeah.
And there's a level of confidence and knowledge that will come from me that just comes from years of being a part of it, right? So I don't want to pigeonhole myself into like I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. Like I want to open that up, to just really seriously helping people and consulting within the real estate space.
Yeah. I feel like there's so many like fake gurus will sell you the dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been sold the dream. I bought a few mentorships here and there that,
Yeah.
Whatever. But it's just, I think it's if you can tie in like helping men go through what they're struggling with and also the business stuff, that'd be cool. It's like a combo pack.
Yeah, that's really what I want to do, man. I really want to I really
Yeah.
want to do that. And I guess to that point is I have both of those recipes. I have them both.
Yeah.
Whereas just like you said, like there's a lot of fake gurus who like they have one, they have no fucking idea about the other.
Yeah.
No clue.
Yeah.
But of course they try and speak on it, right?
Yeah.
And they're trying to lead these people
They
in
wanna look
directions.
weak. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with that being said, and you bringing up the word weak, like I'm happy to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
I'm super happy to be vulnerable and say, I don't know that, or I'm scared. Like, honestly, dude, like I actually really am scared moving into this year
Yeah.
because I don't really know what to expect from myself because I'm at this like this vibration and this energy that I've
Yeah.
never been at before. So it's like I'm about to fucking run with no brakes,
Yeah.
you know? And so I'm like, what's that gonna look like? Am I gonna
Yeah.
be able to keep my house in order? Am I gonna be able to keep
Yeah.
everything in order? Like, fuck. So
Yeah.
I am like, you know, I was talking to my wife. That's what's keeping me up, like waking me up in the middle of the night. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm about to fucking do this. Like I feel it. Like it's calling to me right now. Like it's happening. How am I gonna handle this? So I I'm excited to genuinely help other people fulfill their missions as well.
What does that look like? Like, is it initially like talking to men one on one like this, and then you kind of put that message out, kind of treating these things like therapy sessions almost? You know, like I don't think I've talked about that my dad shit in like ever up until last week, and now I've said it once. It feels good to say it.
Yeah.
It feels like, yeah, that's what happened. You know, and
Yeah.
like sometimes you just like keep all this shit in because we're men and we want to fucking be cool and strong.
Yeah.
But it's like talking it out loud with another man is like cool. It's like
Yeah.
it makes it feel, I don't know what the word is, but like it is like releasing it kind of.
Well, there's
yeah,
you know when when you're stressed and your body takes it holds on to all that.
yeah,
You know, and just recently, this is like super random, but my shoulders, like I was losing range of motion in my shoulders, and I went to this lady and went through 3 sessions, and she scraped out all this tissue out of my back, and she's like, this is probably like years of stress built up. Literally have never felt as good as I ever in my life, dude.
Yeah.
Like full range in my shoulders, but also like I got sick after that, like because all these toxins are in your body when you build
Yeah.
all that stress.
that's
you know?
so funny because I
And
just got a massage. And
You
this-
have to release that, bro. You have to fucking release that.
yeah,
And I was just talking to my wife yesterday. There's
Yeah.
a few people that are bugging me that
yeah.
I don't like and that have been in my life for years.
Mhm.
And I'm like, babe, I feel like my body is like trying to like throw this out, like trying to get this the fuck out of my body. And I don't even really know what to do or how to do it. But I'm going to figure it out because my body is telling me that I need to release that shit.
Yeah,
So your body does need to get that stress out. You do need to talk about it. And so, yeah, I think looking into my social media right now, and, you know, I'm excited to talk with you a little bit more on how I can level up on that.
yeah,
I think there's a lot of stories and a lot of messages within what I've already done on my page. Like one of them has like 500,000 views, bro.
yeah. I think that was the one where you talked about the court system,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because it's like that's the shit people want to hear about.
Yeah,
because it's
for
like
sure.
yeah, nobody talks about it. It's like so taboo.
So I want to
yeah.
I want to circle back on all that, and my focus really is to bring awareness to that, and then within that process, you know, the people that I'm sure I'll connect with will probably be within my space and help them understand like what you can and you can't do, what you can and you can't hide.
Yeah,
You know, how you can play the game, you know, but ultimately, you know, there's not a father's rights movement that, you know, it's all a fucking scam, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody just wants your fucking money. I don't want anyone's money, dude.
yeah.
I just want to help, you know?
I think this is me envisioning something that would be cool. Like, you know, have you ever seen those panel style podcasts where it's like a bunch of people in a circle?
Yeah.
Imagine getting like the toughest motherfucking dudes and just getting them all to open up in a circle and
Dude.
recording that shit. Like, like that would be cool. But I don't know how many people would sign up for it. I feel like I would. I think it'd be interesting, but because I think girls do it all the time, right? The girl, or they'll do like even like Andrew Tate has like a podcast with a bunch of females. Like, imagine just all dudes and
Yeah.
they're all talking about this shit.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see who would open up and who wouldn't.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And the ones that are going to open up are the real motherfuckers,
Yeah.
dude. And one dude that I just started following, I don't even know how I started following this dude.
Yeah.
It's like Watson Fit or something. Have you seen that dude?
I don't
Like he went to
know.
prison. All
That
tatted
sounds
up.
familiar.
Dude's balling now. I don't even know his story because I see when a lot of these things come to my page, I'm very like, I don't get into it right away. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I really got to feel you on like what you're saying. Like, are you just fucking reaching right now? Or are you being genuine? You know?
Yeah.
And this dude, like legit, his message is really is like, dude, stop. Like the real motherfuckers will be vulnerable. They will talk. They will open up. They will be a part of these things because we understand how important. And just like you said, you have to communicate and get this stuff out of your body, dude. You have to, in order for you to be at the top level of producing for your family. Like, you cannot hold stuff in. You just cannot, dude. It'll kill you.
Yeah. I think through in the last few weeks, I've discovered that, because I mean, I feel like us being in this space, all the podcasts that fucking we have, and I'm not faulting it, we always end up talking about business and systems and this and that. And like, I heard yours last week, me and my buddy, like another real estate investor, we were talking about business, and then somehow it steered into like, you know, men emotional shit. And then it's like, oh, this is a cool shit to talk about. And I'm almost, and I think it's kind of a movement that's happening. Like you're saying, you're not the first guy I've heard that says, I want to help men.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I think it's like the next little wave that's happening. It's like men empowerment, all this other shit. And it's cool because, yeah, like men have a lot of mental shit that we don't talk about because we're too tough to talk about.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think there's anything wrong with like, I don't think that, and I think a lot of men will look at it and they'll be like, oh, I can't talk about that because whatever. Like, I'm a man. And from last week, I had a podcast and I said the dad thing that I told you. And my VA, one of our editors, sent the clip. And I'm like hesitant to post it because I'm like, fuck, this is me opening up onto the internet.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I just got to do it. Like, just fucking do it. And then it'll attract some other men that need this shit.
The thing is that people, there's probably a greater audience that really needs this more now than ever.
Yeah.
You know? And so the purpose that we can serve in letting younger men, older, it does, like whatever age men, understand that, like, because me going through what I went through, like, dude, there's so many times that I just felt alone. Like, where do I turn? Like,
yeah,
I just want to talk to somebody that could be like, you know what, dude, I know what the fuck you're talking about, and it fucking sucks. Like, I didn't even really want, like, I wasn't always in search of an answer. Like, just to actually be able to hear, like, somebody be like, bro, I know what you're going through, and it fucking sucks, dude. And unfortunately, like, I hate to tell you this, but you probably have, like, another year of dealing with this bullshit, and it's gonna fucking suck, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been so comforting to me. I would have been able to, like, that would have been great for me.
Yeah.
Just to hear that. And so we can do that.
Yeah. Do you think, and this is somewhere where I struggle a bit, is I moved around a lot as a kid and as an adult. So like, I've never had like, and it sounds, again, I hate talking about it because it is opening up. I've never had like a group like boys, right? Like, and like I see a lot of my friends and they're like even like this new friend group that I just made in Vegas, like they're boys and I'm kind of just like on that side because I just showed up, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, do you think that's important? Where like having boys to go talk about this shit? Because I feel like that's why I did keep a lot of this shit in, is because I've never had like a cohort of boys that I just actually trust with everything, right? Because I had like my little high school group of friends and then we all kind of went our ways. College, I had my little boys and then we all kind of went our ways. I got to Vegas, didn't know anybody, met a few people, and now I kind of got some friends. But like, again, I'm still kind of like the new guy to the scene, so nobody knows me. Like, I don't have like, yo, like whatever. Like I don't think there's a dude out here that trusts me with his wife and kids, and like that's what I would consider like a true friend, somebody who I trust with my wife and kids. And I don't think I'm there for anybody yet because I just showed up. But I also think that makes me lack a little wolf pack. Like, I don't have that. I'm just like kind of lone wolfing it up right now. So
yeah. Well, I can relate to that, man, because I'm getting out here to Vegas as well.
Yeah.
And what I say to that is, fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
We'll fucking head this shit off, dude. They should be a part of our, like, people are going to come to us and say, hey, I want to be a part of this. This is solid. Because again, you look at even these little circles and wolf packs that are out there and you're like, bro, I know you're fake as fuck. I just talked to you 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And you're a little bitch, dude. So what are you even talking about? You know? But yes, I do think it's important to have a support system. Yes, I do think it's important to have other people that you can trust. Yes, I do feel that it's important to be able to talk with people.
Yeah.
100%, dude. But as you might be experiencing as well, like being able to form your circle now, being in a new place, like you're really getting an opportunity to put the right people around you. So it's not quantity, it's quality.
Yeah.
You know? And so if I could just have two other people, three other people that like I can confide in and talk with and get real advice,
Yeah.
then I'll be cool with that. So I don't necessarily think that there's an advantage to having a wolf pack, really. I think building your own, there will become
Yeah.
an advantage there for sure.
Yeah.
It's always nice to have more than just yourself.
Because even like right now, like this wolf pack that I'm talking about, it's like, yeah, like what you said is like I know a few of them are fucking soft. I knew it like, so it's like, why am I even really trying to fucking join it, if you want to
Yeah.
say, like, but I'm like, I think it's because, well, it's a place to get my energy out, because we like play some sports and like I can get some energy out. But then I'm like, yeah, like you're right, maybe I don't know if I would really hang out with this guy, but this other guy's cool. But that means that the unit as a whole is not full
Yeah.
whole. Yeah, I don't know if that made sense, but yeah. So I don't know. It's like that's something that like gets to me sometimes, because I'm like, well, fuck, like I'm kind of lone wolfing it up, fucking, and then it's like I can't go home, which maybe I could, but I don't know. Like it's not something that I want to talk to the wife about sometimes.
For sure.
So it's
For
like,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, man, there's definitely a level of importance
Yeah.
that comes with having a core group, or maybe even if it's just one other person that you can talk with, because you within that wolf pack, like sometimes I feel that people, start to tell you what you want to hear,
Yeah.
and that's not like I don't need that. I don't
Yeah.
really, I don't my wife tells me what I want to hear.
Yeah.
So I need the opposite of that spectrum.
yeah.
So
Like tell
it's
me
hard
the
to
hard
find.
shit.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
hard to find that, because you need to respect and understand where that person's coming from that's telling you that, and kind of be like, okay, this person knows what he's talking
Yeah.
about. And you can't really get that from somebody unless you understand their walk, where they're at, and if it's relatable.
Yeah, well, that's what it's relatable, right? Like that's one thing where I like. It's like it's hard to take advice from somebody who hasn't gone through what you've gone through,
Yeah.
and it's like, and everybody thinks they know the answer, even if like this guy's single, doesn't have kids, but somehow he's gonna give me advice on like what I should be doing. Like that's where it's like the disconnect, and
Yeah.
so I'm just like, okay, like out of
Yeah.
this group of friends, like I would say Josh has been dope. Like I met Josh, and I mean you guys fucking talked about it off camera. I was just like, this guy's cool. How do I become his friend? And I just fucking like strategically went after it. Like
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, you said it. I was like, I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But it's also like maybe like I don't know, if I see a relationship worth pursuing, I'm gonna pursue it.
Yeah.
And it's but it's hard to like, you get the side relationships that come with them sometimes, where you're like, it's not necessarily who I want to associate with. But then it's like you gotta kind of navigate. It's like I don't know, I think it's hard to navigate that as a man. You're like, well, do we want to be? It's like, think about how weird of the concept friends are. Oh, I like this human. I'm gonna make this human like be around me.
Yeah.
And it's such a weird concept. It's
For
like
sure.
friends.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to him. Like, out of everybody in Vegas that I could have met, I met this human that I liked, and then made sure that I was around them more.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's odd.
For sure.
It's odd.
Yeah. Time, bro. Surrendering to time. Man.
Back,
It's just
circling back.
Just allowing things to really organically take its process is important. You rush it, you could fuck it up. You're not paying attention, you can miss something. So
That part, you rush it. I feel like, and I'll say it, but it's like with some of these new friendships, I'm like, they, like I was saying, they're boys. They've been together for a while. And then I'm like, and then I see them like do something, and I'm like, why the fuck didn't I get invited?
Yeah.
So it's like, is that just time, or is that like, do I want that? Because that's like, I don't want to fucking be somewhere where I'm not wanted, but I thought I was wanted there, and then I'm like, well, then I wasn't. It's a weird like
Yeah.
dynamic. It's something that I'm going through right now, where I'm like, okay, like I'm not trying to be fake, what you
Yeah.
said earlier. So like, do you fucking want me here or not? Like, just fucking say it.
yeah.
And it's like, and I maybe I'm being a bitch, because I should just ask that. Maybe I should be like, yo, should I fucking go or not?
Yeah.
But it's like, where I'm like, we hang out sometimes, and then like they do this other thing, and then I'm not invited. I'm like, okay, well, fucking, what the fuck is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, because it's almost like it would serve you better to just kind of hit the nail on the head and be like, "What's up, dude?" You know,
Yeah.
is there something I'm missing? You know, or
Yeah.
you know what's going on, and then you may not like the answer
Yeah,
you hear. You know,
but I'd
but
rather-
ultimately,
it would
cool.
serve me to know now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because one of the things that so I don't know what it is about me, but I come off normally very strong when I get into like a new friend group. And one of my buddies, the guy I was telling you that I talked to last week, he was like, "You should read the book 48 Laws of Power," because he was like, when you're the new guy, you have to like make them like look better. You know, you have to like they're like, you know, what's the word? It's like you have to kind of appease them because you're the one that's kind of trying to come in.
Mhm.
And I came in and I was like, and I'm very competitive, so like I started just beating people
Yeah.
at whatever we're playing or whatever. And I
Yeah.
don't like losing, but I was like, well, fuck, maybe did I win too much? I
Yeah.
don't know. And it was like, so I was I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking shit, but yeah,
It's an interesting dynamic, man. And yeah, I can also relate to that. You
Yeah.
know, especially like I mentioned, because I'm too just moving to Vegas.
Yeah.
So you know, there's been some friendships that I thought were cool that I had moving out here, and I
Yeah.
fucking cut them like immediately. Like I'm on a zero tolerance kick for people. Like,
yeah,
because I'm not very loud. Like I don't. If you do something, like I'm not really the one to be like, "What the fuck?" and go off and this and that. Like I feel that people at a certain age or a certain point in their life, like you know what the fuck you're doing.
yeah,
You know. So if you do it, like I see those red flags, I'm out.
yeah.
I'm out. That's it. There's no discussions. There's no talks. There's no like, hey, please don't do that again. Like I'm out. So
That's good.
yeah, maybe
'Cause-
not.
yeah.
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. But
Yeah,
it's been good for me.
yeah,
You know, it's served me for right now. And I don't feel like any of those relationships I'm missing out on. There's no substance to them where I'm like, man, I'm lacking that now because this person's gone.
that's where I like. Again, I feel like maybe I just gotta do some growing up, but like I still get FOMO for shit. Right? Like I'm just like,
Yeah.
fuck, that looks fun, you know?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
like, fuck,
for
I want to
sure.
go do that. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like I think it's yeah, dude, being okay with like missing shit, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like it's like I get FOMO and I'm just like, fuck, I wanted to go, man. But it's like I don't think certain relationships serve me.
Yeah.
So like why do I keep them around?
Yeah.
Or why do I keep myself around them? Because that's another thing. It's like I'm still putting the energy towards that relationship when I'm not getting the energy back. But
Right.
but I mean, in my defense, it served me before because like with Josh, I fucking pursued it and then boom, kicks back and now we're good.
Yeah.
And it's like maybe I just like need to know when to quit. I don't know, like because like if this had gone not the way that I wanted it to go, I put all this energy into being here, into putting myself in the right circles or whatever, and then I kind of get the opposite reaction, which is like, yo, dude, who are you? Like, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Then I probably would have, maybe, I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
It's interesting.
I think that's the dynamic of life, you
Yeah.
know, and you just need to know and understand when to move on and cut your losses and when not. You know,
Yeah.
you're not going to win everything. You're not going to be a part of everything.
Yeah.
And not everything is what it seems like when you first start to embark down that path,
Yeah.
you know? So just having the awareness of making sure that you're staying true to yourself, what you believe in, you know, your family, your core values, and not compromising at all, you know, will that you will win in the end
Yeah.
if you can stay true to that, if you can hold on to that. I
Yeah.
truly believe that.
Damn, dude. Well, now I just feel like I want to talk to you every week doing this recording.
Dude, I'm down, bro. Yeah. I have a lot to share,
Yeah.
man. And again, like I'm looking forward to kind of game planning on how you know, we can
Yeah.
get all this out to the universe. And, you know, if I could just help one person, dude, that's
Yeah.
it. You know, I'm not trying to save the fucking planet. I'm not trying to save a bunch of people.
Yeah.
If I could help one person
It'll be
and my
worth it.
message resonates with them, then I know that I'll be happy, you know? And so I had to spend a lot of this last year on other stuff, you know, although I knew that this was my calling and I felt that I needed to grow into this space. And, you know, as I'm thinking the end of the year, you know, I don't put a whole lot of stock into like, you know, New Year's resolutions and shit like that. I'm setting goals for myself constantly. I'm
Yeah.
moving shit around for myself constantly. But it is nice to be able to turn the page on something, you know?
Yeah.
So the end of the year is coming. I'm like, okay, what can I measure for 365 days?
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm excited. Like the only thing that keeps coming to like the front of my mind is this. Like this is
Message.
the time.
Yeah.
This is where I need to be. This is what I need to serve.
That's
you know,
cool.
so yeah, I feel like it's going to be an exciting year for that. You know, it's going to help me grow a lot.
Damn. So where can people find you? We can end it with that. Where can people find you to, you know, see you start pushing this new message out?
Yeah, so I'm on the gram. That's really my only channel. I'm on Facebook as well, but it's my handle's SJP_hard money. So yeah, look me up, and you know, I look forward to hearing any type of feedback from people, whether it's good or bad. You know, haters are gonna hate. You know, but I definitely want to hear the love as well. You know, I've just in the short time that I've you know, done some clips on my reels, I've got some feedback that is very encouraging, man.
Yeah.
And it keeps me moving. So please go follow me, SJP_hard money. If there's anything that you want me to talk about or that you think maybe that I can answer for you and help with, you know, shoot me a DM, let me know.
This has been Winners Only. Thanks for tuning in.